Okay, this is what we call a garden in a box, and we developed this because Dr. Mittleider had a fertilizer that did a great job. We always got good pounds per acre or pounds per square foot with his fertilizer. He was way ahead of most gardeners and people with his methods of growing. But every time I would grow what I call a Mittleider garden and bring the produce into my wife, she'd say, "Lynn, this is beautiful produce, but it has no flavor." There. In other words, it was like grocery store produce. Basically, Dr. Mittleider was using a chemical method of growing food. Now, Dr. Mittleider totally changed his mind from the time that he wrote that first book until the last seminar that he gave at Weimar, California. And I took that last seminar, and when his first book came out, I got a copy of it and started experimenting with his methods there. Anyway, so what we were looking for is something that would get results like Dr. Mittleider got, but that would be organic. That last class that Dr. Mittleider gave, I was walking across the farm with him and asking him about the difference between organic and inorganic, or the chemical fertilizers, which he had started with. And he told me, "Lynn, I'd be 100% organic today except for the nitrogens." And so we walked on and talked a little more about it, and basically he was telling me to go forward and to see if we couldn't do this 100% organic, including the nitrogens. So that's what we've done there. And this garden in a box will come with instructions in the top here. We're very pleased with this because this gets the results, the same type of results as far as how many pounds and how big the produce is and how well it grows as the former Mittleider fertilizer, but it does it totally organically, and it does it without any animal products. Now, it's the animal products, the fish and some of the manures and what have you, where we're getting toxins into our garden and into our food. So we did this totally without animal products, except for the earthworm castings there. Okay, so the first thing you're going to see when you open this are these pellets, and they look like rabbit pellets. They're not. They look like maybe alfalfa pellets. There is some alfalfa in here, but there's a whole lot of other things too. And we put these out into the garden. It says here to prepare the beds, spread the pellets on the planting rows, and dig them in 6 to 10 inches. So you want to put this on top, and then you want to dig them in. This will provide slow-release food for your plants. This is enough for one 200-foot row, or use about 2 cups per 20 feet. If you make 200 feet of row, and your rows are 5 feet apart on center, you're going to get about a 1,000 square foot garden. So this can do a 1,000 square foot garden if you wanted to. All right, let's pull this out and look at what we've got here. Okay, this is a product, it'll say here 711. That refers to the fertilizer numbers. This is we use this product because it is the highest source of nitrogen from totally plant-based material. So this is 711, 7 nitrogen, 1 phosphate, and 1 potassium there. So this comes from spent grain. And it's a byproduct, but it makes a very good fertilizer. Okay, the next thing I want to show you here is this is worm castings. Okay, now a lot of worm castings that you buy in the nursery will be made from city garbage. These worm castings are made only from the material on the farm, certified organic farm, and from the organic, veganic cafeteria at Weimar. So none of those poisons and what have you that you get from the city dump there. Okay, there's one other thing in here. There it is. Okay, and this is C90 Sea Minerals. That is simply ocean water dehydrated. Nothing added, nothing taken out. That's what you want, is ocean water dehydrated with nothing added, nothing taken out. There are 92 different minerals in here, all in that perfect balance that's in the ocean. And when we use these 4 things in the proper order and the proper way, you'll get excellent results there. Okay, so we want to take the 711 here. We want to use 1/2 of that by putting that out onto our rows and digging that in. So we're going to use 1/2 of that when we plant this 1,000 square foot garden, or that 200 feet of row. We're going to hold the other 1/2 back for weekly feeding. When on a weekly basis, once a week, or it could be once every other week even, we want to make a nutrient drench. You want to take 1 ounce of this to 1 ounce of worm castings, put them in a bucket, and 1 ounce each per gallon of water. So if you had a 5-gallon bucket, then you want 5 ounces and 5 ounces. You want to mix that stuff up the best you can, and it won't mix totally. It will always be some lead sludge in the bottom of that hole, the bucket. And then you want to take that and you want to pour that out over your plants to give them energy and a good boost on a weekly basis. Now, you use the same identical mixture when you're transplanting. Let's say we're transplanting tomato plants. So we prepare the rows. We want to dig the hole for that tomato plant, and then you want to put about 1/2 quart, about a pint of this mixture in the bottom of that hole, and then you want to put the tomato plant on top of that there. So this works for transplant water, and it works for a nutrient drench on a weekly basis. Okay, then we want to go to the C90, and 1 time per month, I want you to dissolve 1 ounce of this. Now use your kitchen measuring cup or spoon. 2 tablespoons is going to make 1 ounce. So take 1 ounce of this, dissolve that in 2.5 gallons of water. 1 ounce to 2.5 gallons of water. And you take that and you pour, you use that as a nutrient drench, and you put that out into the garden too. Don't try to do this nutrient drench and this together, because this is too dirty and will not totally dissolve there. Now, in wet areas of the country, where we get more than about 21 inches of rain a year, we call that a wet area, you could use this up to maybe 6 times a year. In drier areas, don't use it more than 4 times. What will happen is that all those minerals and the sea salt, the plants are going to take up some of that, and some will simply evaporate and go away. But the salts don't evaporate; they stay in the soil. So we could get a buildup of salt there. So be careful in dry areas. In wet areas, it's going to get leached out without any problem there.